Hello and welcome to Cash in the Attic. Very often, items passed down from generation to generation have an interesting history. Take this sign, for instance. There's a great story behind this sign. Don't take my word for it. Let's go meet the family who can tell us more. Coming up on Cash in the Attic, a Victorian diamond ring brings out the old romantic in Jonty.
With this ring, I thee would.
Yes, will you marry me?
At auction, a prediction is made about a little cupboard.
It's going to go for over 100, I think.
Really?
Hopefully.
You lost your marbles. And all will be revealed when the final hammer falls. Today I'm in Norfolk on my way to meet Linda Shiers, who's called in the Cash in the Attic team to help her raise some money for some home improvements. Linda's spent a lot of time and money converting this old guest house into a family home. Today she's joined by her mum Daphne, who's going to help look for valuables in order to raise some cash to completely finish the work. The property is a Victorian detached house, and Linda lives here with her husband Andy and son Anthony, aged 14. I'm delighted to have Jonty Hearnden with me. His knowledge will stand us in good stead. And while he gets the rummage underway, I go meet our hosts. Hey Linda, Daphne, lovely to see you. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. What are you doing there?
We're looking at the pictures of our house when we first moved in and what we've done to it since.
Right, how long have you been here then?
Oh, 10 years.
Have you really?
Just over 10 years, yeah.
And what about you, Daphne? Where do you live?
I live in Galston.
Close by there?
Yarmouth, yeah.
But we are going to build a bungalow in our garden for Mum. We've just got planning permission and we're just waiting for Mum's house to sell.
Okay, she doesn't look too happy about that.
Well, big long decision, but we've decided to do it.
Have you been in your house a long time then?
54 years.
54 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I know.
So why have you called in the Cash in the Attic team then?
Well, the next room is the lounge, which needs completely stripping out. We're going to have a new coving put in and everything, and I've seen some nice furniture.
And how much money are you hoping to raise?
About £700 or £800 would be nice, if we could, towards some of it.
Seriously fancy furniture then?
Well, there are a few items that I require, much to my husband's disgust.
Oh, really? Do you think we'll find treasure in this house worth £800?
Yeah, a few little bits and pieces, hopefully. Be nice.
Well, Jonty's on hand, our expert. He's already having a good scout around. Should we go and see how he's getting on?
OK.
Come on, follow
Thank you.
Well, Linda's large detached house is going to take some rummaging, as it has 14 rooms, and each one appears to contain some interesting items. With so many rooms to explore, I think I may need directions to find our expert. Jonty, why are you loitering in the corner there? You been a bad boy?
I've seen a sign.
Have you? And what does it say?
In fact, there are 4 or 5 signs. This one says Moor Lane, but there's some fabulous street names. They're all London street signs here. They've got Houndsditch, all sorts of names. Now, of course, street signs, certainly in London, have been changed and upgraded, and they've been modernised literally throughout history. And as a consequence, signs like this have been put on the open market. And if you've got signs of very famous streets names like Shaftesbury Avenue or sort of Oxford Street, something like that, which is our global street names, I mean, everyone around the world knows those very famous streets, then they can fetch huge sums of money, a lot of money. But I reckon that we're looking very conservatively around sort of £50 a street sign. Okay. So we're looking at just here, just these 4 or 5. Is it 5 we've got
There's
here?
5 there, yeah.
5 street signs, £200 to £400, just like that.
Just like that. Well, those signs have certainly pointed us in the right direction with our auction fund, and we're all happy with the price tag. In the junk room, Linda's mum Daphne has dug out this large collection of old postcards. Linda started collecting them 35 years ago, but for a long time they've just been stuck in the drawer. Some of the most collectible postcards are Victorian or early 20th century ones, and quite a few of Linda's are from these eras. She has 120 in total, most in mint condition. Jonty thinks they could fetch £30 to £40 at auction. And then Linda spots these 2 early 20th century yellow glass ornaments. She bought the first one herself, but the second was bought by her father to match. She has a sentimental attachment to them and is undecided about letting them go to auction. Whether or not Jonty's conservative estimate of £20 to £30 will change her mind remains to be seen.
What do we got here?
I don't know what they're made of or called,
Yes.
but
Okay, now
yeah,
first
very
of
nice.
all, you need to work out whether they're bronze or an imitation bronze.
yes, I think
Pick one up. Now they're quite heavy, but if they were to be bronze, you would really struggle to pick those up.
really.
Yes, let's put them back down again very quickly, because they look rather imposing there. So we've got a male and female figure. So they're made of spelter. Well, spelter is an imitation bronze. It's a zinc alloy. And it was very fashionable in the late 19th century and early 20th century to make spelter figures because they were a lot cheaper than bronze. But the interesting part about these figures here, and do you know what, I've never really seen this before, but let me show you this young lady here. Turn the base upside down. Now, that's a new base, which means that the whole figure, the pair of figures here, are reproduction.
Oh, right.
But as far as value is concerned, they're not going to be the same figure that they would be if they were original.
All right.
But they're still worth putting into the
Worth
auction
putting.
sale. So we're looking at, what, 30, 40, 50 pounds at auction?
Yes, yeah, about that.
Yeah?
Be nice, yeah.
Would that be good? Right, well, let's leave them there. I think they look great.
Well, let's hope the bidders like the look of them too. Linda's taken by a silver tray which looks like it might be antique. And I'm wondering about some porcelain in the kitchen. But Jonty's taken by a grubby piece of furniture in the utility room. It's an early 20th century pine meat cupboard, and Linda bought it at a car boot sale a few years ago. Jonty reckons it's a kind of shabby chic that would appeal to bidders at the auction, and says it could be worth £30 to £40. Well, going by Jonty's lowest estimates so far, it looks like we stand a good chance of raising around £300 towards the French furniture, which Linda would like to add as the finishing touches to the house. So far, so good. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm glad to have a sit down. It's going well though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
So this is your dining room, one of the rooms that you want to change. It looks fantastic.
It's half finished. We've had it plastered and I've painted, but there's other things that need doing. I need new chairs for the dining table, and we need some units over there, and just, you know, general decorating, but we're nearly there, getting there.
And you live in this massive, massive house with just yourself and your son, and your husband.
Well, my husband, who's away for about 6 months of the year.
So what exactly does he do?
He's an ROV pilot,
Of course
which
he is.
stands for Remotely Operated Vehicle,
Okay.
which are like little submarine type things that go under the water, and they got arms, manipulators.
You're
and
pulling my leg
cameras
now, aren't
and-
you?
Yeah, and they control them from a cockpit on the top. They call it flying because they actually use it like a joystick.
How did you meet your husband?
And I met him at the office I was working in. He was in the yard helping his brother, who's also an ROV pilot. As I walked through to get a coffee, I saw this nice bottom, and I thought, oh, that's a nice bottom. And he turned round and he thought, oh, and then it went from there, really.
You know, there was one of the moments where you regret asking the question.
Yes.
There we go, at least now I know. And he obviously gets on with mother-in-law because she's always here.
Yes. Well, most weekends when he's not here, and most weekends when he is here, really.
No, not always.
Not always, but a lot of the time.
Well, it's been fascinating hearing your stories and really nice talking to you, but I think we should carry on the hunt. Come on,
Okay,
let's go.
Let's go.